What is a high value man and what makes a high value man valuable? Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Dr. Dillon Wilson, the couples coach. Since college, I've been helping couples with dating, falling in love, and relationships. In this video, I'm sharing with ladies, if you're serious about your future, tips on how to meet, date, and marry the high value man of your dreams. All right, let's answer the most misunderstood, poorly described, and answered question online. What is a high value man? And what makes a high value man? Now, you hear different people's opinions on it, and they all have a bias. And this isn't wrong. That's what their opinion is. They shape a high value man into an almost mythical super creature. Oh, he's faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a one-way locomotive. He can leap tall buildings in a single bound. And when they describe the attributes of a high value man, it's usually something that's highly self-serving. Well, he just knows when you need a hug. He just knows when you need your bills paid. He just knows when you need a spa day. He just gives you the money for a spa day. No questions asked. And that's just not the case at all. The reality is there are many types of high value men. And so it's important for you to understand that if you actually wish to find, date, and even marry one. So let's clear it once and for all without any agendas. What is a high value man? So we'll start with a classic definition. We'll break it down. So the definition of high is great or greater than normal or average in quality, quantity, size, or intensity. That's high. Value is holding something in high regard, the amount of money that something is worth, the market price. Get more on this in a moment. So a high value man, in essence, is someone who is greater than the average man in some way and who is held in high regard by others, period. Yet here's where most people get off track. They default to it being about money. Yet it isn't. To be a high value man, it's really a combination of two things. One, that he's different in a positive way than other men or most other men. And that two, he has greater social value or status than the average man. Everything else is opinion. You have trouble believing this? All right, well, depending upon your particular cosmology or eschatology, your religious beliefs, Jesus of Nazareth was the highest value man that has ever walked on planet Earth. Though he was never credited for being financially rich, he was even against being rich while other people around you were poor and suffering. Yet his value and influence has lasted for thousands of years. He fulfilled both criteria. He was different than most other men in some positive way. And two, he had greater social value or status than the average man. What made him different than most of the men, he was very spiritual. Now I'm going to pivot for a moment. Now, I know a lot of guys that are six-figure men and high-value rich men. Many are my friends and buddies. Some are my colleagues. And they all simply want a good woman and wife. If you're serious and have good intentions, then I'd like to help you find your high-value man. That's why I put together the most complete online mastercourse called How to Find, Date, and Marry a Six-Figure Man. He's going to date and marry some woman. Why not you? Go to richguydatingtips.com to learn more. I guarantee you three things will happen when you take my course. One, if you follow my advice, you will meet high income earning men, 6 to 7 figures or more. Two, you will start dating six-figure men. And three, one or more of them will consider you for marriage. This course is so solid that as long as you do what I share with you, then all of that will happen for you. So if dating and ideally marrying a high value man or rich man is what you desire, then definitely check it out. All right, let's get back to it. So the key thing to understand is high value man is actually a relative term, because if you don't value what he has, then he's not high value to you. Just like for women who come from financially wealthy families, a man earning $300,000 per year is not a high value man to them, because his little piddly $300K is not going to improve their quality of life. Yet if he was also a popular singer or a well-known actor, his social status would improve their quality of life in her social circles. Conversely, for a woman who comes from modest means, a man earning $300,000 per year, she might consider him to be a high value man because of the amount of money that he earns, because that would realistically dramatically improve her quality of life. Now, why is this important? because you may determine that you want a high value man, say like a pastor or a spiritual leader. And as long as he earns enough money to provide for your family, you're fine. He could easily earn under $100,000 per year and you're happy. Starting to get the point? I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. Now, I'll also give you a personal example. When I was starting my first business, I worked a part time telemarketing job to help cover my overhead. There was a guy who worked in the same call center with me. We'll call him Stan. He looked a lot like the singer actor Tyrese. Now, because of his looks, his physical appearance, it already made him different in a positive way from other men. Then he was also confident in himself and could sing a little bit. And of course, that just floored the women in the call center. He would tell me about how he would have sex with some of the women in their cars in the parking lot after work and around the area of the office. And we're talking women of all ethnicities and income groups in this call center of around 100 people. They even went on to promote him to manager. So think about it. There were guys there who were managers, even executives in the company, who earned a lot more than Stan. Yet the women did not have the hots for the guys. They had the hots for Stan. Why? Because to them, he was a high value man. He was different from other men in a positive way, and he had greater social value or status. So, what's the point of all this? The point is this: you can easily get a high value man if you eliminate your preference of him having to earn over $100,000 per year. And you have a lot of fun and be very, very happy. Now, like to get more rich guy dating tips in your inbox? Sign up at richguydatingtips.com. And make sure you watch my next video. We're going to cover the difference between a six-figure man, a high-value man, and what I term a high-value rich man. Again, you have to know the difference to be able to know exactly what you want and how where to go about getting it. Don't miss my next video.